Hello everybody. Ciao. Hello everybody. How you doing? So, I'm too precise. Let me wait for a moment. Okay, so I thought that I hope you can hear me. Just one my comment. Can you just comment a little bit and say yes? Say yes. Say yes. Maybe. You can comment only on if you are on my YouTube channel. Hello, Alina. Can you hear me? Alina. I just met a girl named Alina from Singapore. I know, gorgeous city. I love the Singapore sling. So, can you hear me? Oh, wow, that's good. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so what I want to, in this crazy time of our life, obviously, many people trying to help everyone, what I thought, okay, let me just spend 10-15 minutes about some thought. I think live streaming these days is the way to communicate to people. And so I thought, what about if, I thought to myself, because many of the competitors are at home, obviously, it doesn't matter about the teacher or the people that the work of the organizer. I'm worried about the competitors. So many of them are at home, and and they cannot. You take away competition from a competitor is, pretty much in trouble, let's say. Hi, Vlad. And basically, what would I do if this will happen to me? And then I made some reflection, and then I thought, oh, maybe I can just share something that happened to me that caused me something like this. And maybe I can give them people, so you can just share my story, and you can give to people my point of view of what to do. Okay, so many years ago, I don't know, don't ask me the year because I don't know. I was in the professional, obviously, and I realized that I have a problem with my feet. I never felt any problem at all. But then suddenly my feet start to swallow. My left foot started to swallow. So then I thought, okay, let me go to see a specialist. So, and I did, and I will see another one. So the end of the story, not the beginning of the story, actually, is that I went to 5 or 6 people, spent a lot of time and money in order to have a professional consultation. And at the end of it, I decide that try not to do an operation like it was described. I don't want to go into details too much, but I have a problem with my feet. They are basically flat since I was born, but the most important thing is that my shin bone is not lined up perfectly to my ankle. Therefore, I always had this problem, but maybe because I was competing and dancing and exercising a lot, my muscle was so strong that I didn't have that problem. I didn't felt the problem. But then when you get older, obviously things come up. So there was two choices in my life. And I think I was third in the professional. So try to be second, try to be first, that at that level, basically, it's not that, you are in the 96. And then there was one moment in my life, there was like two choices. Have an operation that you basically on your feet, that you don't know what is the result, or take a year off. So, at that moment, an operation, they told you, it's going to last, then you have to do rehabilitation, all that thing. So I decided to take a year off. Basically took this year off, and I walk for about 9 months only with stitches, with the stick. They hold you up, basically, not to put weight on my ankle. And and what did I do in that year? Well, I made sure that I went to see all competition that I could, obviously. So even going to Blackpool, I went and watched Blackpool, and I was in stick, walking with those. Yeah. And I thought there was actually a great, now competitor cannot do that now because there is no competition, but I thought it was a great year for me to really start thinking in a different way without the pressure of being ready to dance the competition the following week. Because I think one of the problem with competitive dance is there is too many competition for competitor that they have to do. They have to, because obviously if somebody organizing an event, you have to support them. So I think there is a lot, and therefore it's difficult when you're a competitor and you are really in this train that you're dancing competition. It's difficult really to improve because there is no time. Now we have all the time in the world. Yeah. So some of you I know they cannot practice because you cannot go to studio yet. Good news is here in Italy was a big drama, obviously, big dramatic moment. Now we start reopening studio from Monday, 2 days ago. We can go into the studio. Obviously, we have to keep the distance and all this thing. But, some of you, I know they've been practicing and they've been working. So what to do in this time? Well, I think it is, if I see is an advantage, because I can, instead of slow down, I can increase, if I can practice, but I can. Normally people can do a homework too. Instead of waiting to be free, I can actually take time to improve something. Okay, so what, I think the first thing, you have to take care of your body, which is your instrument with which you are going to communicate to the world your knowledge as a dancer. Your instrument is your body. If your body is not good, how can you communicate to the world your knowledge? Okay, so take care of the body mean change your diet. If your diet was terrible, learn how to eat. That would be the first thing, because it's like information. The thing that you eat is very important. What you drink. So basically, whatever comes into the mouth, I will reorganize my life. Hello from Glendale. How are you? I will reorganize my diet, let's say, and start following a proper diet. Therefore, my body will be in a better condition now and when I need it to be there for me. Take care of your body is also, as a dancer, priority number one of your body is flexibility. Not strength, not power, is flexibility. So yoga, stretching, blah, 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 everything. You know, you go on the internet, there is millions possibility. So I will set up an hour a day of stretching, which is, you know, very good. Improve your aerobic exercise. So that's already a full day of work, you know, if you think about it. So take care of the body will be rule number one. Take care of my mind, of your mind, will be rule number two, because you actually need to, your mind need to be focused, your mind need to be willing to push you when it's time to that you need support. Your mind need to be, how do you say, motivated. Okay, so how you take care of your mind is basically, I would say that everything that you are listening to, everything that you are reading to, everything that you are watching. So if I spend, I would say, if I spend 12 hours on the PlayStation, maybe it's a problem. At the end of those 12 hours, yeah, I spent some time and I enjoy myself, but did your mind improve? So I will say, what do you read? What do you follow? What do you, how do you say, what do you study? There is book, there is these days lectures about dancing, inspirational talk about a lot of people a lot of personality in the dance world. Listen to those and find what actually inspire you to get off the sofa and do something to prepare yourself for a better future. I think mind is as important as body, because that's the driving force. You know, the driving force is your mind, then is using your body. If your mind is not properly fed, it's not properly motivated, it's not possible then you can push your body somewhere in a direction. Then it's time, you know, because there is no rush, there is not something that we have to be ready next week, and you know, there is not that stress factor. There is reflect what you what did I write? Reflect what to keep and what to change. So whatever you did in your past, from there must be something that you do not want to repeat. So make a list, piece of paper list, do it again, don't do it. Or something that you always want to do and you never did. Well, I think it's time to start reflecting on mistakes, or, you know, we all know the mistakes take us where we are at the moment, obviously, but you have to learn from mistake. What is that saying that, you know, if you keep repeating the same mistake, you're insane. Something like that. I don't remember the full phrase. But basically, there must be something, you know, you can talk to your partner, you can talk to your teacher. This was good, this was not good. Should we repeat that? And I think you have to learn from those. Now, another thing, so we take care of our body, we take care of our mind, and we are reflecting and analyzing past and future. This is actually a moment. Now, if you don't find anything, that's the problem. You found it. You don't know what you did. So you have to think again. Get a nice glass of wine, because wine is good, you know, not 20 liter, but get a nice glass of wine and start talking. If there is nobody in your home, talk to yourself. You always agree with yourself. There's no disagreement when you talk to yourself. Anyway, I think there is thing that can always be better. You can always be happy about it. Then I will make a list and make a plan for my next 5 years. Now, if you are at the end of your career, make a plan for the next 5 years. If you are at the beginning of your career, make a plan for the next 5 years. If you are in the middle of your career, make a plan for the next 5 years. I do hope you have another 5 years to live. And it's nice if you have a roadmap where you want to go. Now, whenever we make a plan, this is what people do not understand. They are afraid to make a plan because they are afraid not to follow it. A plan can be changed. No, you made that plan. You change that plan. But if there is no plan, you don't know where you're going. So that's the problem. People going around in a circle and they've got no idea where they're going. So a plan is important to have a direction. Now, if that direction we find out doesn't work, well, change the plan. But at least I change something that I have. Okay, so make a plan for 5 years. It's not, trust me, it's not that difficult. If you don't know how to do it, look on the internet. There is millions of videos or description how to make a plan, blah, 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 blah. So that would be something, again, that I will do during this time. So you see, take care of your body, take care of your mind, reflect what to change, and make a plan for the next 5 years. Does not require you to be in a ballroom or to be in a dance school. So right now, people can't. You can still do this at home. It's possible. It's just, you need to have the will to do it. If there is no will, then you probably have to think, okay, why I don't want to do this? Maybe you don't want to be a competitor anymore. Or maybe you never want to be a competitor. So you have to think about that too. Because being a competitor and being ready for competition is a lot of sacrifice. Okay? So, and then at the end of it, be happy that you're alive. We should all be happy and smiling. It can always be better, but it can always, we have a great life. We have to find our way to get through this, but be happy. Based on that, I don't know if you saw, I set up an interview. Let me show you. If you go on my page here, if you follow me on my page on Facebook, I set up an interview with, let me get there. Here we go. With Pierre Dulain. That, I don't know if some of you saw this video, this movie, Take the Lead. Why I did set up an interview, I asked Pierre to kindly, if he's, how do you say, helping me, trying to spread positive vibe. Why I set up that? Because Pierre is a very positive person. Is somebody that actually is always sending good. Just a moment. Let me see what's happening here. Give me a second. He's always a positive. He always has a positive attitude. And I think, with his experience, with his knowledge, with his word, he's a very famous person right now. He's been, as you see here, he's with Antonio Banderas. But I think for dancer, it would be kind of cool. Listen to his approach to life, and what he did is actually sensational. So be happy that you're alive. So if you look at we're gonna be live on this page on Monday. If you look at, you see underneath there is if you follow Schiavo Augusto, this is the page that you can actually go in and click I like, and then you can look at that in there. And so therefore, that would be something for your brain to get some interesting concept. Okay. And for all of you that and enter my webinar on Friday about using the leg for maximum, there we will talk about, it's going to be 2 hours, but it's going to be long. There we will talk about something to learn technically. But so there is something to do. There is something that I think as a dancer you can find thing to be positive and use this time. Is not only a competition that can actually give you a driving force, which is important. Obviously, if this goes on for another 10 years, obviously is a different game. But right now it's only 2 months. And as I told you in my opening of this chat, I took a year off my career because of injury, and people do have injury and they take a year off. So it happened before, it will happen again. For now, if you really think, we all square, nobody is dancing a competition. If you had an injury, only you. But right now, nobody. Okay, so, I think it's kind of okay, but use this time to improve yourself, not to wait. Okay, the most expensive things in life is time, and I think it should be used wisely. Okay, I'm looking forward to see you somewhere on the dance floor. Meanwhile, thank you for attending, and I hope there's some food for thought. Ciao. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you. See you soon. Good night. For you? What time is for you? Alina, it's morning. Have a Singapore sling in the morning is the best. I'm joking. Okay. Looking forward to see you all, guys. Bye-bye.